Asshole.
Hey, it's to the point with Mike, Leo, and Vince.
And we're back. What's going on, guys?
Not much.
Are we back though?
I think so. We're recording here. We're recording
This is
there.
the latest we've
We're recording
ever,
everywhere.
latest in the week we've ever done a podcast.
Friday. I think so. Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot went on this week.
We were supposed to do it earlier.
Had a
in
lot
the week,
going on
but,
this week, man.
Had some stuff happen, so we couldn't do it the night we were originally
Our
supposed
motto,
to.
not our motto, but our thing is we always got to take care of our family first. Take care of that stuff first, and then we could sit back and chill.
Yeah.
Right.
That's pretty much
I
what we're
used
doing
to-
this afternoon.
yeah.
I don't know.
When
I'm
I
just kinda
used to
chilling.
play this stupid little cell phone game, but where the people would chat back and forth, and they would always put like abbreviations, and I never knew what the hell they were. And it was just simple like RL, and I could not figure out what the hell they were talking about.
What I mean.
And they would be like
RL.
RL GTG or something like that. And I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Real life got to go or something
Yes,
like that.
that's what it was. I had to
Yeah,
ask somebody.
and listen, I've never done
had to
that.
ask somebody
I don't
else.
normally get
But
those either.
what are they saying?
Yeah,
I was
I'm
like,
not,
real life.
I'm not a person.
Real life comes first.
I'm not a
Like-
person with that would do abbreviations. I'd have to Google them
No,
or figure
but
this shit out.
Right,
So,
but
whatever.
as long
Or
as
ask
you're
my
keeping
nephews.
priorities, and real life comes first.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, no matter.
I mean, even though-
depends on what you call real life.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Even though I was looking forward to, just chilling and relaxing,
Yeah.
because we normally do it like on a Monday or Wednesday, and it's like, man, I gotta wait till Friday to do this.
You know what was different
I
on
was
the
like, fuck.
drive here?
it feels like it's been twice as long.
It was different on the drive here for me coming down 95.
Yeah.
The people, everybody was driving a lot faster because it's Friday and they're in a hurry
Yeah,
to get
everybody
there.
wants to go home.
They want to go home
Wanna
and
go
start
home.
their weekend.
Well, we do have a graduation here in town as
the
well too. Yeah.
closest high school, right?
Yeah,
Sebastian
here,
River.
Sebastian River High School.
and
Sebastian
I
River High
think
School.
Vero's is tomorrow. If
Vero's is
I know that.
Morning.
All I know it's graduation weekend.
Yeah.
Graduation.
So hopefully everybody stays safe.
Yeah.
Everybody has fun, good time.
And congrats to the congratulations to the to the people that are graduating.
It's a crazy time. I never did
It's a
get
big
that chance.
step in
but,
life.
Yeah,
you
I've
know.
got some.
I took care of it in other ways, but
I got a couple friends that have kids that are graduating.
Oh yeah.
If that doesn't make me feel old.
Shit.
yeah, I don't even want to talk about that.
But I don't know. I mean, we could talk a little bit about like high school. Like, what do you guys think about like those high school like days? Like, do the people that you guys used to talk to in high school, do you guys still talk to them? You guys still friends with them?
No.
So
Do you guys still like
on
associate?
Facebook,
There's
there's
a-
on
some
Facebook?
on Facebook, yeah, and
Facebook's so fucking
some of them,
fake. Though,
some
man.
of them
Like,
I've seen within the last year. I've seen a small
Mike's
group
like,
of them within the
"Ah."
last year.
I'm glad
Like
we have. I'm
two
glad
of
we
them.
have video because you guys. I wish you guys would have seen the fucking Mike's reaction. He was
I
like,
don't
like,
disagree with you.
right.
However, it is a way to keep in touch with your past, I guess, but it's also
Right.
depressing. Also, like I see
No,
friends
it is.
on Facebook I grew up with in my like teen years, not necessarily high school,
Right.
but because they weren't the same people, but and it is like it was a different time and age,
Yeah.
and I feel old now. Like I'm pushing, I'll be 44 this year,
Right.
so it does. It's it's an eye opener, especially when people around you are having heart attacks, and no
Yeah,
matter what
right.
you say, it could be from the hanky panky or whatever, but it's just. Yeah, you can still stay in touch with that generation
Right.
you've left or not.
Definitely not. Yeah.
Do you still talk to people?
Do I still talk to people
how
from
long
one-
has it been since you've been in high school?
Well, I graduated in 2006, so I'm gonna say 17 years.
17 years.
It's gonna be 17 years.
All right, so
For me, it's been,
And do I still talk to people that I graduated
for
from?
me, it's been almost 22 years.
for
Oh,
me
yeah.
that's 26 years.
26.
97 would have been my
20 what, Mike?
97.
No, but how many years for you?
Well, you said it would have been
17. 17 is gonna be
So,
17 in May, or I guess I just passed,
Yeah, so
or coming
it'd
next
be
month. I don't know.
26 or 25 for me. I don't know. I don't want to think
Shit.
about that shit.
No, but I mean, it's good to think about it.
I don't know
like,
why we
have you
got-
guys ever? Yeah, like. No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, do I still talk to people who I graduated? I'm not gonna say have like a conversation with them. Maybe like one,
Yeah, I don't really
person?
talk to.
maybe just
I
like
seen
one.
a couple of them. We all
One
got
person?
together
Yeah.
at one person's house, like maybe a little less than a year ago. I saw a couple of them. that I went to high school with.
For me, high school, you know how like some movie companies will redo like an innocent movie but put gore to it, like the way
Right.
to me, my high school experience was like, remember Saved by the Bell?
Yeah, I remember.
We'll put a
Saved by
little
the
gore
Bell.
to it. You know, it was kind of like,
okay.
you know, I saw every facet of you, like stereotype you would see on a TV
Right.
show with a dark side
Right.
that you didn't see on TV, both literally and metaphorically. But it was, I didn't really care for high school. I felt like people were fake.
We're fake. Yeah.
I didn't go to high school here, and I probably would have thought the same thing here.
Right. I think people are more fake. I don't know. I mean, like you really don't know, like what to think. Like sometimes I see people that I graduated, you know, like I don't physically see them, but like I'll see like social media and stuff like that. I'm gonna call you guys out. I ain't gonna call you guys by name, but I'm like, y'all so fucking fake.
So,
man.
what is your oldest friend? Not cousin or something like that. What do you think your oldest friend is?
Like my oldest friend that I've had? Shit, probably like 2 years.
2 years.
But you're talking people that you,
like
that you
no
see.
childhood friends or anything like that.
Child. I mean, yeah, I have childhood
still-
friends. That not that I say that I communicate with like on a daily basis. No, I don't.
Well, it doesn't
I don't.
necessarily.
I mean,
as you get older, that's less important. You might
Yeah.
want to make sure your thing don't slide off there.
No.
Right. Yeah, so I've
Don't
got
worry about it, man.
probably my oldest friend that I still keep
I
in
still
touch
see I
with.
still see people around. You
Yeah.
know, like I'll see them like at the store, grocery store, or whatever. You know, I'll bump into them and hey, how you guys doing? No, you're doing all right. This, that, and sometimes you see people and it's like I know you see.
you dodged a different lane. Well, I would do that with some people I
Well, yeah,
like too.
yeah, that too,
You know,
but
it depends on where I'm at.
that too. But I'm that people that is.
Yeah.
I'm that person that is like I'm not gonna dodge you just to see if you're gonna speak. You know, like don't be fake on social media, and then when you see me in person, you know, you don't say two shits to me. Say what's up, man. Say hey, I like your picture or I like your post. You know, like don't be fake to me, man. Like pretend
Yeah.
like you don't know me.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you know, I think social media kind of ruined a lot of things growing up because I mean, we did have social media back then growing up in high school, but we still talk to people.
Yeah,
You know, you still had
me,
to
there
physically
really still wasn't.
you still had to physically talk to people.
Yeah, for me, Facebook.
You
I don't
know?
think Facebook really took off till what after like 03
I think
or
it was
4?
like I don't even know.
Yeah,
I
for me-
think
for
my
me,
oldest
it
memory is
wasn't
12
there.
years old. So 2000, I thought it was like 2009 or something like that. 2008 maybe is when it went mainstream and like took
Right.
over the MySpace area. I
That's-
don't know.
That's
but
what I remember.
I
was some
look at it like this.
MySpace
I've been in
back then.
Florida for almost 31 years, and I think my oldest friend would be Eric back in Connecticut that I still keep in touch with. And, you know, we keep tabs on Facebook and in Messenger and stuff like that. And then I have some older, very few though. Like there's other friends that you would consider friends that, you know, I'm glad I see them on Facebook still.
Right.
Otherwise, we would never hear or see from each other, you know, and, you know, it's just whatever for me. How do we look over there, Leo? Leo's behind the camera there. Yeah, thank you. Perfect. Yeah. Anyway, so in the news, I thought it was pretty freaking hilarious. I saw clips on Twitter of a crazy Karen going you know, batshit crazy in New York, stealing a bike from a black kid. And they have these bikes you can rent to get around the city. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it was Manhattan, and she's a hospital worker. She's also like 6 months pregnant or something like that. She just got off work.
I'm back.
You rent these bikes so you can travel, you know, get to and from, because nobody owns
Right.
cars up there.
I seen them. I seen them when I was up there in New York.
They're
You know,
little
they're like
futuristic looking bikes.
they are. They have like stands. You know, they have like you know, like places to park them, and they like, you know, charge up, and you know, you pay either with your card or either you scan your hand and you already have a chip on there, and
Yeah.
they already know who you are or whatever. And then I read it, Mike. I'm telling you this because I read the thing because I was trying to figure out how it worked. You know, so you tell it where your next destination is going to be at, so that's how they charge you. You know, so and they'll say, okay, I'm gonna go from point A to point B. They're like, okay, well, you're gonna use it for this amount of time. this is where you're gonna charge it. This is where you're gonna park it. You know.
Right.
I thought they were
It's
pretty cool.
interesting.
You know?
Yeah, it's a racket.
pretty cool. I mean,
Definitely racket.
But then there again, you know,
Yeah.
it's the government. They're controlling you. They're telling you exactly
All
how
right,
to go, where to go, and this and this and that.
So
Anyways.
this article.
Fuck the government.
Hold on. Let me see if we
I
can.
don't trust them. I still
Alright,
think there's
so-
UFOs out there, though.
You guys can probably see this article. Let's
We
see.
or the people on the TV, on the on the YouTube. Yeah, I know, right?
Maybe.
No, you good.
Let's see here. We're still on here. I don't know why it's not wanting to play now. Maybe because I'm trying to. Anyway.
There he goes.
Please help me! Please help me! Help!
Yes.
Please get off me!
Yo, don't not take him, bro. Now you're not getting the face, bro.
So what happened was. Hang on, I think it's gonna cut to more video. She does. She puts on the drama show, right?
Right.
Stop touching me. I don't touch you. Hey, stop touching me. Stop touching me.
Uh huh.
So she worked for the hospital. Hospital put her on leave when the video first got put out.
Right.
Video got put out on social media. Turns out she wasn't stealing the bike from them. What the hell's going on here? She wasn't stealing the bike. She wasn't even stealing the bike from them. She paid for the bike.
Right.
And
Yeah, you gotta
they
pay for the
took a
bike.
little bit of the clip and
Well, yeah.
And
they
made
put
look
it
like
out there
what they
and made
wanted
it
you
look
to
like
see.
the white woman was stealing from the black.
Made
kids.
what
There
are
was
the-
multiple
what
black
is that
kids.
thing called?
But what-
GI or
I don't know, but why would this woman, pregnant, obviously, walk up and try to steal a bike from a group of black boys? Like, she's not going to do something. Maybe there. I mean, I'm not saying ain't some crazy white girls out there, but
Right.
either way, she.
Somebody that
you-
lost
you
their
know,
shit might. But
Yeah,
I mean,
like you
send
don't
them to me.
just walk up and steal something from somebody.
Yeah,
you
you
know,
can't
but this
just do
this
that.
was a
Come
group
on,
of kids, and that's what it was. It had nothing to do with race. This was all a facade. She's had to move. She couldn't go to her home because she's got
Listen, the only
death
time I
threats
think-
and
listen,
stuff like that.
The only time I think
So
about
she's going to be a millionaire when this is done.
yeah,
said and done with,
absolutely.
because they've already blasted her
someone's gonna put
all over social media.
someone's gonna
Look at this headline. New York City hospital. Karen paid for city bike at center of viral fight with black man. That's what her lawyer says, and this is the New York Post. I get them confused sometimes. Which one is This is the conservative leaning
which
paper.
is
I
which?
believe.
Yeah, it's just an
Yeah.
example of what the media is doing, just taking a little bit of a story to make it look like something completely different.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Definitely,
You know,
and playing on the culture war. Like, I mean, times are already inflamed, but what the media tells us and what we take in and what we believe, it's we
Definitely two
we
different
are
things.
sheep because they can make us feel a certain way just by changing facts, the way they tell the facts in the story.
yeah.
And in that instant,
Yeah.
you just take a bit of the video, and you're not even really changing anything. You're just showing a portion that makes it look like what they want you to think.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they do that with almost every story because it's all part of their narrative. Let me see here. This kind of leads pretty good into another headline that's been hitting the news.
What's that?
Disney cancels $1 billion deal for some complex here in Florida.
Really?
And the way the media would tell you is because of all the...
We already have Disney
The
here
drama.
where we live.
Right, yeah, the resort. But this
resort,
was going to
yeah.
be a new facility. It was supposed to create, I don't know, like 2,000 jobs or something like that. And
Maybe
they canceled
maybe it was
the deal.
because of what Ron DeSantis.
Well, that's what they're saying.
That's what they
they're
want
saying.
you to think.
So
That's
here,
what I'm saying. I don't know, Vince. That's what I was just saying. I wonder
Here
if
it
they
is.
thinking
So-
that it's because of something that he did or something.
this is from the
He's
Cool
been doing a
Down.
lot of little
No,
lot of things
USA
here, huh?
Today.
Ron
Disney,
DeSantis?
yeah, Disney deals major blow to Florida, cancels billion-dollar investment as DeSantis feud escalates. This is what they want you to believe. Disney is canceling a billion-dollar project that would have relocated 2,000 jobs to Central Florida amid a dispute with Governor Ron DeSantis, who has passed multiple bills targeting the company after it opposed one of his signature policies. It goes on to read more about it, but this is what they want you to believe. But in fact, this was already in that works before the governor even did that.
Well, here's the
Not
thing.
just that, they've lost almost $2 billion in revenue in the last
Well, here's the thing.
since this feud has
Do you
started.
think
So it's not
Disney-
because of DeSantis. If it is
Disney's
because
going to make that decision based on what's best for them financially.
right, if
They're-
it is
if
because
they're
of
gonna-
DeSantis, it's because he's kicking their ass. And quite frankly, we
Right.
don't need Disney to relocate jobs here.
If they're going to make more money by doing what they're canceling, then they would do it. Disney's
Right.
not going to make the decision on to get even with Ron DeSantis. They're going to do what's best for their pocket.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. I think they went all in on the streaming end, and which worked out for them during COVID because everybody got on the streaming platform because movie theaters were shut down. And why would you go to the movie theater? They're
Well, you
releasing
can stream
movies,
it, yeah.
releasing the movie straight to streaming right
Yeah,
away.
absolutely.
So, and now there's backfire from their wokeness in the kids' movies now, and then fighting with DeSantis over, the drag queen story hour nonsense, is what led to all this. I mean, they showed their true colors, and why we're even talking about it, and why we even let headlines like this fool us. The media is all a lie. Because of this, no, this is because they lost $2 billion or more. I think I have the freaking numbers wrong.
You're right,
Yeah, you all right over there, Leo? Did you swallow a fly or something?
Oh no, Vince is looking at me, and I'm looking at Vince. I'm like, I don't know why Vince is looking at me for it. So
Well,
let me just,
now
so let me
everybody's
just
looking at you.
smile.
Now everybody's looking at you.
Alrighty then.
You guys hear about the subway Samaritan? I think they're calling them.
I think I remember hearing something, but I jar my memory on it. I know I heard about
Daniel
it.
Penny. He was a former Marine. Let me see if I can find his story.
Daniel Penny, is that the guy that was missing a foot?
No.
Then
This was a guy who lived in the New York area, and he was riding a subway, and there was somebody obviously deranged that was threatening to hurt other people,
right?
and he intervened, and him and two other guys intervened, and he put the guy in a chokehold, and when he tapped out, he turned him around. When he fell asleep, he turned him around and did what he was supposed to and put him in recovery position, and he was fine. He was moving around. Later, died on the way to the hospital. So now they're charging this guy with
manslaughter. And the people,
Right.
I know his family wants it to be just flat out murder. I remember hearing about that.
Oh
But-
shit, really?
So the kid he killed, I think
Ooh.
he's a kid, has got over 40 arrests for violent natures, like punching an elderly woman in the jaw. He tried pushing somebody in front of a moving train. He tried kidnapping a kid. He's got a rap sheet a mile long and shouldn't be on the street. And this is New York City, I believe,
right.
where they're going after Donald Trump for paying a hooker to shut up. For going on a date with him. They're going after Donald Trump, but they let this crime go out on the street.
Right.
And now they're going to charge Daniel Penny because it fits the narrative. There's been witnesses on the same train that said he was a hero. People of color also saying he's a hero. This guy was going to hurt somebody. You shouldn't be charging him. And it's the same people going after.
So
Former
they're in the subway, right? And this guy goes in there and he's trying to hurt other people, right?
Yeah.
So this guy gets in there, puts him in a choke lock, or whatever he does, and puts him out of sleep. Puts him out.
And you said he was what? He
but-
used to be a Marine or something.
Yeah, he was former Marine.
but
He's
now-
lived in the
so that-
area his
okay,
whole
so-
life.
But that makes it worse for him because now his hands are considered a deadly weapon,
Okay, but still,
which is BS.
no, but still, he was just protecting his
Right. He was helping other people.
Right, so he put him in he knew what he was doing, it's like he didn't physically like punch them and knock them out, like he put them in a choke lock. Like he knew what he was doing. He's putting him asleep just so that he, he could control the situation.
The way he was trained.
Right. Best way to. Well, I don't know if he was trained that, but.
Well, yeah, though they train him that.
Well, I mean,
how to put somebody out.
Well, I mean, you could be trained too, Vince. You could learn.
Right. But unfortunately for him, that's what they like to do. They like to hit you because your hands are considered a deadly weapon. They like to increase the charge.
Yeah.
When somebody that's ex-military does something like that.
That's not right.
Which isn't right. No, I agree with you 100%.
He should actually have more fucking power than anybody else, man. That man fought for a country, fought for a flag, and you're gonna tell me you're gonna fucking.
This is Daniel Penny, right? This is Daniel Penny right here.
I got respect for whoever puts their line and their life in the line and says, "Hey, I'm gonna go fight for this flag. I'm gonna go fight for this."
This is Daniel Penny when they took him into custody. He didn't run. He didn't do anything.
He's got his Vans on though.
2 other passengers jumped in and helped him, but they're not charged. But they're of color also. This is him.
Oh, that's him right there.
Yeah, this guy was going to hurt people. The article.
Well, he did the right. I mean, if I would have known how to put somebody in, if I know.
Well, if you knew he was fixing to go hurt that woman that was in his seat or something like that. If he was let's say you were in the subway and he was about to hurt somebody. And would you come up behind it? Would you stop?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or would you look the other way? Because 9 out of 10 people,
especially if
they look the other way though.
Me, I'm Hispanic.
Especially if it's a woman,
not just because I'm Hispanic, but I don't know. Like I can't see that. Like I can't see like violent stuff. Like I actually been waiting for somebody to try me out just to see if I still got it. Come on.
Don't get me wrong. If it was another
some
dude,
kid is gonna come along.
No, don't get me wrong. If it was another dude, and the other dude, shot his mouth off to him and kind of had it coming, like if it was provoked by like another guy, okay, you know what, I might, that's between y'all, but him about to beat up a woman or something like that,
hurt somebody in the subway, and there's
or even if it was a guy and the guy didn't do anything to provoke
but if you think about it, they're in the subway, right? You can't go anywhere. You're underneath the city. There's nowhere for you to run. You can't run anywhere, man. The subway's shut. It's running. It's going. It's moving.
Yeah,
I'm gonna expect somebody in that subway to do something.
They won't, man. They'll look the other way.
I know, Mike. I was on there. I was on the fucking subway, man. So listen, I was on the subway, right? And me and my wife and somebody else is there with us, right? My wife literally wanted to get up out of her seat to give the seat to a homeless guy.
Fuck that.
So I literally...
I'm sorry.
No, you're right, Mike. I literally pushed her back, right from her chest. I just pushed her back like that. And I said, you stay there.
You're damn right.
She's like, no, but I said, you stay there. Why? You don't do this stuff. That's how you know you're a target, man. You're a target. As soon as you start doing kind stuff for people in New York City, they will take advantage of you. Why? Because you're an easy target. When you're in big cities like that, you can't be nice. I'm sorry. You just cannot be nice. My evil comes out of me, man.
You're
My fucking evil comes out of me, and I love it.
No, but you got survival, man.
Not that I love it, but it's like, I'm just waiting for that. I'm just waiting. That's probably what this guy was doing too, man. Like he was just waiting for that one moment just to put that, I'm not saying he's waiting for that moment. I'm just saying, he knew what he was doing. He put him in a headlock. He put him to sleep. And then he put him to where he knows he needs to, rest and get him back going again.
Just to be able to breathe.
Yes, just to be until somebody else comes and, takes over the situation. I wouldn't call him a hero. I'd just say, hey, thank you, sir. You saved somebody's life, or you could have saved my life, but it could have ended worse. Thank you. You know how sometimes they say,
well, it's just
when
like
criminals or whatever, are out in the streets and they said, okay, well, the law's not going to take care of it. I'll take care of it with my own bare hands.
It's just,
guess what? Somebody did.
It's just like if a cop had shown up on the scene and let's just say the cop decided to taser the dude. And
Same
then
shit
later,
happened to him.
and then later
died.
he dies on the way to the hospital. Okay, that kind of stuff happens all the time. And, don't get me wrong. There's times where the cop gets shit for it too. And then
all this bullshit started with the fucking cops and all this. It started with the fucking bullshit of George Floyd. That's where all this bullshit started.
George Floyd.
Law enforcement lost their respect after George Floyd. After George Floyd, there was no more respect for law enforcement. Everybody was just like, fuck you, law enforcement. Fuck you. You're gonna hurt me. You're gonna put a gun at me, or you're gonna kill me. And then it's like they would provoke these officers too to like.
I mean, yeah, but that fire's been burning since way before. Like Rodney King, it was probably before you were even born, I think. But,
I don't even know who that is.
The riots in L.A.
No, George Floyd is just the more recent thing to put it over.
He was just the cherry on the icing,
movement.
The cherry on the fucking.
Well,
I don't know about you guys, but I like banana splits. I'm gonna say he was a cherry on the banana split.
They burnt down L.A. over Rodney King, and none of these guys were, preacher boys or whatever you call them. But
yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
What else?
I'm not racist. Only time I think about race is whenever I'm doing laundry. I'm gonna stick the whites with the whites, the darks with the darks.
Jesus.
That's the only time I think about.
Whatever.
That's the only time I think about race, because if not, I'm gonna get yelled at, or tell me, "Are you gonna mix them all together?" No, you can't. You can't mix them together. But you see how mentality. But do you see how early it starts?
Leo, there's new laundry detergent out there where you can mix them together.
Okay,
yes.
but see how long. But look, Mike.
See
what we're digging here, though, Vince. See what we're digging here, though. See how long they've been
detergent,
Vince. But see how long they've been training us to think that way,
to separate them,
to separate stuff.
Well, I mean, it's funny.
Even our clothes.
Forever.
It's funny. We talk. That's,
we laugh about it, Vince. But
my dad remembers when my
man.
dad first moved here from New York.
So your dad's a New Yorker.
It was the whole area was all sticks, Vero Beach, and he's like, you didn't see any black people when he first moved here, and he was actually here when they were doing the segregation part in this area. Where, they were moving here, and people were losing their jobs because they had to make way for everybody. It's just crazy how over time how much this town's changed.
No, you're right.
And we did it a lot later than a lot of the other towns, because he moved here.
Well, there's some business in the school board right now pertaining to like some desegregation laws from back in the 60s or something like that. And the problem is, so you've got, it's not funny, because the same people who are trying to clean them up are the same people who don't want nasty books in the libraries. So they were being called bigots. Now they're being called racists. But there's multiple desegregation orders already on the books that all super contradict each other, and they're cleaning them up to where there's one clear. I don't even know all the details. I know local Jennifer Pippin from Moms for Liberty and Thomas Augusta, I believe he's a citizen and journalist, did a live on Facebook, and they went into detail the reasoning why. And look them up if you want to check it out. If you're in Indian River County, it's weird. If you'd have asked me, Leo, what, a year ago or 2 years ago now, how long has it been? We wouldn't have told you half this crap was going on in our school board.
Yeah, probably.
Was it, how long when did, I don't know. We met like John Karapi at one of the school board meetings, and
like a year,
ran into an old friend of mine.
Year and a half,
Nate.
maybe.
Yeah, so
like a year and a half, yeah.
And it's crazy what's going on right here in our back.
Yeah, because I think the school year was ending.
It was probably around a little more than a year ago.
Yeah, so like a year and a half ago.
So did you ever catch any of the Trump town hall at all?
No.
It wasn't.
I don't watch the news.
It wasn't very much. I didn't watch it on the news. I watched it.
The only news I get is a little bit on.
I didn't watch it on the news because they really didn't. I don't think they would have told you anyways. I couldn't tell you. I don't watch them. I watched a replay like Tim Cast where they did kind of like a commentary, and it wasn't a town hall. It was more like a debate against this unqualified woman. I don't even know her name, from CNN. It was just like she kept interrupting him, telling him he was wrong, he was lying, which he wasn't on most things, and he even had like tweets with timestamps ready to pull out and combat her lies about January 6th. Right. But they kept trying to get him to revert to the election, because every time you get Trump to say the election was stolen, They know it's a sore spot for moderates, and he loses votes that way. And honestly, a lot of people think that. I know you have to be careful what you say on social media and on these video platforms, but the evidence is out there that there was some, definitely. Not that it was stolen, but that it
was definitely tampered with.
I don't even think it was tampered with. I think they played ball leading up to cutoff deadlines, changing laws. In that matter of speaking, I think maybe it was ripped out from under them, but I don't think it was. I don't think it's what some of the hardliners are calling it. That evidence is not there. Certain communities changing regulations or laws in the 9th hour, that's questionable and could be illegal. But so far, not very many court cases panned out, and I just don't. And a lot of them have gone through Trump appointed judges. So I don't know. They kept wanting him to go back to that. But I think his highlight from that night was when they asked him about the Ukraine war, if he wanted Ukraine to win the war. And his best line, I think, was, "I want people to stop dying." I can't say I want you so and so to win the war and still expect so and so to work with me to make an end to the war, Right. And same with they're pushing for him to consider Putin a war criminal, and which is detrimental. It's backing Putin into a corner.
Hearing he wouldn't call him a war criminal.
No, why would you? You want to negotiate with this guy to put him away, But if you tell him, if he hears he's a war criminal and they're coming to lock him up and bring him to The Hague, and he's gonna die in prison,
he's got no reason to stop fighting.
He's the leader, pretty much supreme ruler of Russia, as long as he keeps all the billionaires in his pocket. He's not gonna go down playing. He's gonna start firing off some tactical nukes. He's gonna win the war. You back a dog into a corner, he's gonna bite. So I think it's Trump again reiterated why it's important not to consider Putin a war criminal, because you need to talk to him. You need to bring him to the table. There's not a movement to replace him in Russia. Their patriotic pride is probably 100 times more than it is in mainstream America. I mean, you see a lot of patriots in the middle and on the right and on the left, but not all of them. The same people would send our kids to war to fight for Ukraine.
Right.
Yeah, John Fetterman, who can't even put a sentence together, he's got the power to vote to send kids to go to war. And it's crazy. I think we need to hold these people to a higher standard, first of all. I don't think we need career politicians either.
No.
I'm not so wild about cutoffs, because I think term limits definitely. Age cutoffs, I don't know. I mean, if they're coherent and the people vote them in, whatever. I mean, if they're not coherent, you can recall them or not vote them back in.
I think at a certain level, any politician should have to be able to pass an exam with a doctor to say that they are mentally fit for the position.
Well, John Fetterman can't put together a sentence. There's video out there recently where the headline, again, Media Misinformation, described it as John Fetterman leaves Senate witness speechless. And literally he babbled like he was, because he's a stroke victim, and I don't want to make fun of him, but he couldn't put together this, and then he like stuttered his whole way for about 1 minute and 32 seconds, and then looked at the guy or whoever it was, and then gave him shit because he couldn't answer, and the guy's just sitting there like, I don't know how to answer this because nobody's like really asked him a question yet. So you've got that. You've got Joe Biden. Dianne Feinstein has been missing for 3 months. She has no recollection of it. She's back. She said she's been voting the whole time. She was gone for over 3 months. She had the shingles. She's 89 years old. She's definitely not there. I think she's in the same category of lizard hierarchy as Biden. But then you have Trump. You have able-bodied people that are there and willing. I don't know, man. Term limits, Dianne Feinstein, she's probably been there for 50 years. But what do you think about age cutoffs or health restrictions?
I mean, like, I don't really think there should be an age cutoff, but they should be able to prove that. I mean, but
They're competent.
Here's the problem. Okay, so you have a doctor say yes, they're competent. Somebody that's, I mean, if there's somebody that's going to fit an agenda, that they're like somebody like Biden that they put in the position, they're gonna get a doctor to sign off on it. So that's not going to matter.
You're right, because
it's not going to matter.
And I think it would depend on a doctor, because you can't just say, just because you had a stroke, you're not qualified. You have history in your family, and
but mentally,
one
you're
stroke,
fit.
One stroke
but any
victim could
doctor
make
can
a
be
right
paid off.
decision. But I think you're right. Because you can have 2 stroke victims and have 2 different levels of competency.
Right. Some
You
people
can have somebody who has complete competence in decision making,
and somebody that doesn't.
and somebody who doesn't.
You could have one stroke victim that
That has
is
no mobility.
100% recovered, like they never had one, and then somebody else that's half paralyzed and their speech and everything else could be affected.
The paralyzing part doesn't even that
doesn't
worry me.
That doesn't affect the
the
job for that.
It's the coherent part,
Right.
you know. And Fetterman was out for more than, I think, 2 months. MIA. He's checked himself into a facility, and
He checked himself in.
I believe somebody checked him in. I don't know. Maybe he needed to get refill on his lizard juice or something. I don't know, man, because I don't know. A lot of crazy stuff's going on. But the Dianne Feinstein thing is just baffles me. And that I saw a headline that Biden is leading Trump by like 6 points in the next election in polls.
That's bullshit.
So I don't know.
Depends which channel you watch.
To
Biden's
Senator
leading if you watch
Tim Scott?
CNN,
Yeah.
but if you watch Newsmax, Trump's
Actually,
leading.
I think it was a Newsmax poll. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, so it all depends. I mean, they're all liars. I don't trust very many of them. I like getting most of my stuff from, I like watching commentary not on mainstream media. Not so much actual news reporters, but people who are dissecting it and, you know, digging deeper.
And then giving their opinion on the...
Right, like Tim Cast. I think I follow a couple of those newer age guys. Not so much Ian Crossland, but I can't remember. What was I looking for?
The Trump poll.
Are you awake over there, Leo?
Ah, yeah, I'm awake. No, I'm awake.
No. All right, so
Just,
well, so I don't know.
yeah, no.
I don't see the poll anywhere anymore.
No, I mean, I've always said there should be an age limit. You know, I think there should definitely be an age limit.
Yeah, I mean, part of me, there's a time when I said that, but then, to be honest with you, Trump would already be probably past that age limit.
Okay, well then, hey, sorry, Trump.
But he's definitely the best person for the
It's
job.
okay, but then sorry, you know.
I
know.
don't.
It's like how he said, if you made the law, you know.
but there isn't a law that there's an age limit.
No, I know,
so
but I'm just saying, you know, like
Right.
whenever they were asking for his
I
taxes
think
and stuff like that, and he was like,
he's-
hey, listen, man,
he's
yeah,
the
you're right, I didn't do this.
example
Why? Because
he's the
you-
example why there shouldn't be an age limit.
Trump?
Yeah.
Right. But Biden is the example of why there should.
Right.
But you can have a 50-year-old in the same condition, though.
Exactly.
That's what worries me. And then you can have an 80-year-old like Trump. He's not 80 yet. I think he's 76. But
79.
completely coherent. I would trust him with my... I would trust him with my children in the military. Joe Biden, Michelle Obama, Hillary Clinton. I can't say I can do that, man.
You know, if they win the election, you know it's going to be a female that's going to be a run for president. I already know it.
What now?
So you're saying Biden's not going to be the one running?
No, like one of these days, Michelle Obama is going to run for president,
Yeah.
and she's
Well, I
going to
mean,
win. Like if they
I
win,
think it
she's
might-
going to win.
I think it might be this time. I don't.
Like
I,
Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
Trump has come out and said that Biden will not be the one he's running against. Something's going to happen.
Yeah, he
doesn't
swears by it.
He
Yeah.
hasn't said what will happen.
A lot of
I
people
talked
are
about it.
swearing
I
by
talked
it.
about it. I talked about it in the
I
last
think he's
podcast.
right.
But
I
yeah,
think
already
health
know.
reasons he's not going to be able to go forward
Yeah.
at some
And
point.
a lot of people, you know, once they say that it's Michelle Obama that's going to run,
She'll
for
get
it,
the Oprah vote.
she's going to get all
Right.
those Oprah votes. Well, not just Oprah. I mean, she's going to get all those because they always like to be first for everything. I talked about it in the last podcast, man. All those people that swing that on that side over there, Vince.
And I think if somebody like Michelle Obama was,
They're gonna be like,
running,
"Oh my God, yeah, oh
she's
yeah,
got a
absolutely."
I think she's got a much better chance of winning
because you know what, Vince?
versus Biden.
I mean, look at all the people that wanted what's her name, Hillary.
Yeah.
You know, so she's gonna take all those Hillary people, and she's gonna on top of that, because now she's a BP, on top of being
Michelle Obama.
Yeah, Michelle.
Yeah,
Obama.
and anybody that was a fan of her husband, Barack Obama's.
Boom.
What do you
gonna
think
jump on
about
board.
her not being a? I mean, I keep seeing this thing on Twitter.
And then
don't
I
know
wonder
what
if
it
she'll
is,
take
but some people
Joe
say she's
Biden's
actually a dude.
Oh yeah, that's been a rumor for a long time.
She ain't no dude.
No.
I've seen AI pictures and it's messed up.
Some AI pictures. Yeah,
That's just a
she ain't no
cruel
dude.
joke. I mean, even she don't deserve that.
It's pretty
Sure.
fucked up. But whatever.
No, but it does make me laugh. But yeah, I mean that's kind of effed up. No, I don't believe that.
But yeah, she'll win it though.
Michelle Obama, you don't think Trump would clean up on that?
Nah, she'll win it.
I
Mike.
think in a debate, Trump will clean up on her.
Yeah, debate. Trump.
I mean, I don't know. I've never. I mean, has anybody?
Think about
ever
it. They
seen
like to be
Michelle
first for
Obama-
everything.
Michelle
They
Obama
refer-
debate. I
Vince,
mean, I
there's
don't.
people that swallow that pill on that side over there. They like to be the first for everything, Vince. The first for a BP president. Boom. There you go, Barack.
Yeah.
Oh, the first to have a female vice president. Boom. There you go. Who was it?
I can't even think of her name. She's currently their vice president.
Yeah, you can't think of her name.
Kamala.
Kamala Harris.
There you go. Boom. They're the first for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I have to say, like,
And I'm surprised that
every time I see Kamala Harris, I feel like I should be looking at a 14-year-old girl. Like, just listening to her talk.
Who?
Kamala Harris. Like, she doesn't sound like an adult. When you just listen to the
Vice
words,
president.
close your eyes, don't look at her, and just listen to her talk. Like, she doesn't sound mature. She sounds like, it sounds like a kid talking.
She has like that voice.
I don't know. I just, not just that, like, she's always, like, giggling, and everything's funny to her. Like, they start talking about the border, she wants to start laughing. I don't know. She doesn't strike me as...
Yeah, what's going on the border right now, Vince?
Well, I mean, what was the one law that just came to an end like a week ago? Mike, you know what I'm talking about.
No. Oh, Title 9?
Something like
Title
that.
9, I think.
What is that?
Something to do with sending illegals back?
Yeah, something.
Talking about the border?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It ended like a week ago. So now they're saying, I can't remember how many, they're saying like thousands and thousands more than usual are coming across the border on a daily basis now. Which, you know, whatever.
The problem I have with that,
That's those jobs Disney's
Yeah.
bringing in.
the problem I have with that, I'll tell you what. You know, I'm gonna speak for my Hispanic community.
A lot of them are...
Listen, they're not all Hispanics.
Right.
No.
Get it right, people.
There's a lot of
No.
them on the terror watch list.
Yes, I'm just saying, like, get it right, people. Not just because they say, oh, they're coming through the border. That doesn't mean they're Hispanics.
Right.
Get it right, people.
They can get into Mexico.
Right,
you know,
but
get
the
it right.
same
Come across
goes.
over here.
But
I know,
but
Mike.
the same goes for conservatives. Don't assume a conservative who's pro-border
Right.
is a racist, because
racist,
I'm not
right.
worried about the hard-working Hispanics
No, I'm not.
coming from the Chihuahua state. I'm
Yeah.
worried about the
Criminals
Islamic terrorists
and just
or
criminals in
Right.
the
general.
people from
Right.
Southern America who have no good intentions coming here. They're
Right.
coming here with malicious intentions.
Yeah, and
those
that-
are the people I'm worried about.
Yeah, and
Right.
and see that's where like I feel I need to come in and like speak more to like the Hispanic community and be like, just because you hear what you hear on TV,
It's a different ball game over there.
it doesn't
Yeah.
mean that it's affecting you as a Hispanic, as a Mexican, as a whatever you want. You know, there's other illegal immigrants,
and-
it's
and
not
then-
just Hispanic.
and then
you know?
stop
It's
and
not-
think
you
for a
need to
second.
like think outside
Stop
of
and
the
think for a
bubble,
second too.
man.
So if people can come over in the thousands, what else could be coming across the border?
Yeah.
Drugs, illegal guns.
Well, definitely. The
so
drugs,
guns that are not being tracked that are going to go to illegal criminals.
Yeah.
How about the fentanyl coming over the
Right.
border that's traced back to China?
Right.
They're
So you got-
deliberately
Yeah.
bringing this shit in.
So all that stuff's coming over, and it's going into the clubs and stuff.
And it's treason. Forget who said
that in
it's
about 10
treason.
years that your kids are going to be going out and hanging out at these places, and hopefully by then there's not fentanyl around and all this shit that's
Probably
coming
be
over.
something-
I
shit
really
worse.
don't want them exposed, man. I'm so scared for kids these days. We talked about going through high school, and I kind of found my way, and it wasn't always the good way, and I don't know. Like I have kids now, and I really don't want them exposed to the same crap I've seen, and I'm sure it's even worse.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you this, like, it's not that I don't want them to be exposed of it, because I know they're gonna.
It's going to happen.
It's gonna happen, and I don't want them to be surprised, and I don't want them to be that one kid be like, I didn't know about that.
Right.
You know, like I want to. I
So a
want to
better
be like, hey,
term
listen.
would be, I don't want them vulnerable to it. Like,
Right,
be aware
you
of
know,
it.
Be
and
aware of it. Yeah,
educated,
be educated
But
about
you
it.
still don't want to take
But
their
it's still-
innocence away before
Right.
you're okay with it.
Right.
That's not a conversation you're ready to have with them right
Right.
now at the age they're at now.
Right.
Lap dances for children. It's just
No,
not something I want my kids
no.
exposed to, I mean, they're going to laugh and joke about that kind of crap in their late teens and 20s, but
Right.
in their preteens and single digits, they don't need to know
No.
about drag queens reading storybooks, because all that
Right.
is it's a performance, and it's
Yeah.
filth. It has no business. Anyways, we go down that other rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah.
yeah, what did we cover? We covered the Karen with the city bike. Poor woman was pregnant. She's going to end up getting a lot of money from that. She got put on leave from the hospital and everything else.
Mhm.
Disney, $1 billion no deal. They're blaming on DeSantis, but it's not. Where can they find us again? Rumble, YouTube,
They can find us at
Facebook,
Rumble,
Spotify
YouTube,
for video.
Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora.
all those music apps. You just got to search for us and look for that logo, because there's a couple of To The Points, but there's only one like ours, and with our graphics. So, yeah. What else did we talk about? Daniel Penny. Did we say that?
Oh yeah,
Maybe
Daniel
we
Penny, the
covered
guy
it all.
that
Mike, did you make
Put
any
together-
progress? You were working on some AI stuff where Donald Trump was going to be
No,
recommending that they listen to our channel.
no. You got to pay for that stuff, and I don't even want that crap on my computer. It's interesting. I thought about it, and
Yeah,
I was
'cause
actually going to
you know
ask
what?
if you.
Listen, I
played
wouldn't
with it.
want
I was
it
going
on-
to
I
ask
wouldn't
you
want it
if
on my
you played
computer
with it.
either.
Yeah.
No,
So listen,
no.
you know what
It's
I
called
noticed?
11 Labs, and they can take video from somebody, and like if you can upload a video of them
Right.
talking, they can take the video and the audio and completely change it to whatever you want them to
Yeah,
say.
So
And
it looks so it
real.
even look their mouth even moves
Yes, it's
to
pretty
the
freaking
words that
scary.
you want it to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I think I've seen, stuff like that where they've done that with Trump. I've seen it where they've done it with Biden too.
Yep. Speaking about Trump and Biden, before we go, we talked about the polls a little bit.
Damn, I was gonna tell you guys something.
Well, we're not leaving yet, but see, here's an example of media craziness. The Hill says poll finds Trump beating Biden by 7 points. Then over here, New York Post, Biden up by 7 points over Donald Trump in 2024.
But is
So
that,
literally
maybe that's
side
just
by
in,
side.
But maybe that's just in New York that are up.
Well, the New York Post was 2 days ago. The Trump beating Biden, The Hill was 4 hours ago. But then here's another one. The Hill says DeSantis leads Biden in Arizona and Georgia. By MSNBC, Biden leading Trump by 7 points. That was a day ago. So just, for example, the media misinformation, it can go either way. There's no telling what these people have control over when it comes to giving us our information. So don't be vulnerable to it.
Oh, you know what I was gonna tell you guys?
No.
You know what I've noticed? If you're coming in River County, so we are podcasting out of Florida from Indian River County, a little town called Sebastian, Florida, Vero Beach, whatever.
Not really.
From
Yeah, we're
17 to-
technically in Vero Beach.
Yeah, technically Vero Beach area. Anyways,
Yeah.
but you know what I've noticed that if any criminal tries to come into this county,
They get him quick.
for sure your ass is
If
going to
he
get
ain't
fucking
changed
caught.
vehicle 3 times in the
Okay.
last 20 minutes, as soon as he
So I'm
crosses that
just letting
county
y'all
line,
know.
he's gone.
So I'm just letting y'all criminals know. Y'all step foot in my county, them motherfuckers are gonna get arrested.
Don't stop.
So I'll tell you why I know you're gonna get arrested. You know what I've noticed, Mike? In every of these little cameras that they have, there is for sure within a mile or 2 miles
A deputy
a
or
deputy.
two.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wait,
They're close by, yeah.
wait,
They don't play
Absolutely.
around in Indian River
Wait.
County.
Yeah. That's
Waiting.
that's revenue, man.
waiting.
That's revenue. Don't you think there ain't money changing hands when they nab a criminal from another state or another county or something like that? It's a racketeer. I mean, they
Waiting,
keep us
man.
safe, but it's a
Yeah.
racketeer, man. And we know, speaking of which, here locally in Indian River County, we have a sheriff's race coming up where our current sheriff, I don't believe, has filed to run yet. There's been controversy shortly after he was elected on a like a biblical platform.
Right,
It got blown out of the water that he was having an affair on his wife.
right.
It did some shady practices with company time and personnel amidst that. One of those personnel being a deputy, Milo Thornton, who's kind of liked within the community, from what I can tell. I don't know very much
Right.
about him, but I saw an article. Like, he seems to be a good guy. A lot of the people in the department like him. I don't know how about the people in the community, because there's different walks of life in the community. They might all have different opinions of him, but
Right.
oh
yeah.
he's a young black man, and he's right now, I believe he's in charge of the resource officers in the schools, and maybe something
okay.
else. I'm not sure. He's running for sheriff, and he's already collected over $127,000
Really?
in one night.
Damn.
Really?
Collected $127,000. And
He-
I think it's.
so
he's not my candidate.
He already said that he's running.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's not my candidate. However,
He's gonna take
what
it.
makes me nervous is this much money in a local sheriff's race.
Where's it coming from?
Well, it's coming from donors, but that's fine and dandy.
Who's
But
the
where
donors,
does
though?
it go? Like, where does all this money? Well, you can look them up. You can literally pull up the supervisor, and you can see who's
so
donated
what
money.
is he utilizing this money for?
Well, that's just the thing.
That's what I'm
So,
saying. Like,
from what I've understood, I
That's a
could
lot
be
of money
wrong
just in one
because
day,
I'm not a
one night.
Florida election expert. But what I learned from the last school board election was the campaign manager or treasurer. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not giving out factual information. I'm probably wrong on my titles. Can take unused campaign money and dispense it into other campaigns or at political action committees after a campaign is over, whether it's lost or whatever. Technically the candidate doesn't control that money. So I don't know. They say you can find out who the campaign manager is on the supervisor election website. I know you can see who the treasurer is, and he's named himself the treasurer. So he's in charge of his own money for the campaign. That could be bandit signs you see on the corner. It could be mailers. There'll be mailers coming probably. Who knows what there's going to be. But it's he's not my guy. The current sheriff's pretty much not my guy either. But
Who else is running
Fellsmere Police Chief Keith Touchberry's running.
again?
Yeah, and I think he brings a different level of integrity, and he's not from in the department, and I think that's what the department needs. They don't need a Deborah Cooney, who's also running again this year, who has
Really?
got no law enforcement
Really?
background whatsoever.
Why?
You remember her from the last one?
Yeah, I
right?
remember her
Yeah.
from the last time.
Yeah, she got a little
Why?
crazy in the face. I don't know. She's a political
Probably needs
activist.
money.
She's an activist. When I looked on the SOE website, I think she's only put in like $1,000 into her campaign, and that's, I think, her money. I think she was the only contributor. I could be wrong. I'm not out here to slander anybody, but these are local candidates for local elections here in Indian River County. So it'll be a fun one. The ones we'll be hammering on if we're still here is school board, because we have some upcoming very important positions that should be rearranged on the school board on the next election. Yeah. So Leo might even be on that ballot. We'll see. We'll see if he gets the charges dropped next week. No. Just kidding. He's got that charges. But anyways, we've been babbling for about 55 minutes, so you guys ready to bolt?
Yeah.
Don't forget to follow us on Apple, iHeart, Pandora, Spotify. You get our video on Spotify, Rumble, YouTube.
subscribe.
Anywhere there's a like or subscribe, do it.
Give us a heart. Give us a like.
Yeah. For sure.
You can share it if you want to share it. You know, we're not twisting your arms, but at least give us a like.
Yeah, hit the thumbs up or shoot us a comment. You don't have to share it. Just
if
comment.
you don't like us, just say, "Hey, you suck."
The way it's important. Any engagement. If you don't understand,
take you off my unfollow. If you don't like us, just go ahead and follow us. I don't care. You ain't gonna hurt my feelings. That way, I'm not counting you in as one of my followers, right?
But if you understand the algorithm at all, any type of engagement helps because we get throttled back and people don't always see our stuff. So for those 3 listeners, give us a thumbs up.
Yeah. Right.
All right.
All right, guys. We're out, man. We'll see you guys next week. All right.
Boom. He just got fucked up.